The date is 2020. The year just started and Americans are celebrating the beginning of a brand new year. While some were out with friends and enjoying time together, some medical officials weren't exactly in a good mood.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
At the time, this didn't seem like a big deal. Maybe just another common flu, but as time went on, there were bigger concerns.
First U.S. case has been detected.
Foreign nationals coming from China and now banned from entering the country.
It wasn't supposed to get worse.
I have today declared that the presents a public health emergency in the United States.
Then the public panicked.
Fellow Americans, tonight I want to speak with you about our nation's unprecedented response to the pandemic. Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic.
The Warriors were set to play against the Brooklyn Nets the following day. There was just one small problem. The mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, banned gatherings of over 1,000 people for the time being. But there was already a simple solution: play the games without fans. While it was a controversial decision,
if I show up to an arena and ain't no fans in there, I ain't playing.
It was the right one that had to be made. In fact, there were even conversations about moving future games out of San Francisco.
Now, we do have some breaking news moments ago. Actor Tom Hanks, his wife Rita Wilson, they have tested positive for coronavirus.
At this point, the public started to get concerned, even the ones who originally doubted the virus and the impact it had. Over in France, Champions League was going on.
Quand c'est pas l'un de ses Hummels, maintenant Cavani, on l'attend. Oh, c'est Neymar! C'est de Neymar avec Di Maria, il peut ouvrir de l'autre côté le centre maintenant, il n'y a pas de hors-jeu!
While France had a gathering ban to fight the virus, it was temporarily lifted and over 3,000 fans would celebrate the win. Daniel Rugani tested positive for coronavirus, which would cause a domino effect in football. Over in the college basketball side of things, the Big Ten was having a conversation on what to do with the annual Big Ten tournament coming up. This would have an effect on March Madness, which was soon approaching. The idea was to sell limited tickets to avoid a large gathering. The Utah Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder were supposed to play in a game that would have heavy playoff implications, but something was different. A man you wouldn't normally see would run onto the court. The Thunder team doctor and assistant GM also went at center court to talk to officials. Both head coaches are now at center court with looks of concern. Both teams are sent back to the locker room. To distract fans, the Thunder Hive Squad was running through different activities. T-shirt toss, Thunder cheerleaders, even the halftime performer Frankie J. Wait, why the hell is he here? The game hasn't even started and the advertised halftime performer is already performing? Something was off. Frankie J walks off the court, and it's official.
The game tonight has been postponed. You are all safe. And take your time in leaving the arena tonight and do so in an orderly fashion. Thank you for coming out tonight.
20 minutes later, it was announced.
Getting the word in our headphones from our producer Spencer Julian about some very sobering news. The NBA has decided to suspend game play.
The NBA is suspending the season. I say that understanding that as we speak, the game in Dallas is continuing.
This is crazy. This can't be true. I mean, it's not within the realm of possibilities. It seemed more like out of a movie than reality.
But why the hell would they do that?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Rick Aaron. We begin with breaking news tonight. The National Basketball Association has suspended the season after a Utah Jazz player tested positive for the virus.
While sources at ESPN confirming that player is All-Star center Rudy Gobert. Now this video we're about to see shows Gobert just the other day at a press conference where he was joking around about the new media availability rules due to by touching each of the microphones there.
The Utah Jazz were now the biggest interest in the world because if one player had it, another one more than likely did as well. There was one final game that night that was supposed to tip off but hadn't yet, Kings and Pelicans. Despite the season being canceled, this game was still supposed to go on, but would it?
We were told about 15 minutes ago that the Pelicans players were told to stay in the locker room, not to come out onto the court. And then we also noticed that the officials were not out here as well. And then a reporter tweeted out that one of the 3 officials working tonight's game, Courtney Kirkland, worked the Utah-Toronto game on Monday. And of course, as Woj reported earlier, it's Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz that tested positive for the. And I'm looking out here now, and I do not see Courtney Kirkland out here.
Well, a lot of guys didn't want to play. Well, of course, because the guys had family. They wanted to get back home to family, make sure their family was safe. And I understood it from their point of view. Some of them were fathers.
I didn't feel like I had an added responsibility just because I was a veteran. I looked at it more from a humanity perspective. I'm a human being, and I did not feel safe.
Now, Lonzo Ball has just emerged from the Pelicans locker room. This is the first Pelican player that we've seen it all on the court tonight. We are hearing that they're going to make an announcement soon.
According to Andrew Lopez, the game has officially been canceled.
Over in Atlanta, the end of a career was unfolding.
Free throw is good. Foul, and Hawks Live postgame is the fact that the end 136 to 128. They're going to give it to Vince. He's going to take a 3 and hit it.
While the night was ending and this long day was over, the aftermath was even more eventful.
It was stunning. It was sobering. In the end, it was sad reality.
The Big Ten tournament was set to resume this afternoon in Indianapolis with limited personnel in attendance. Michigan and Rutgers were warming up on the floor, getting ready to play their game before both teams were pulled off the court. The Big Ten tournament has been canceled.
I mean, this is insane right now. This is a wild time to be alive.
The SEC just shut it down too.
Southeastern Conference.
Yes. So that's the start. So they're going to cancel.
Now they're just waiting on
the next.
Yeah. Emmert will cancel the big one.
The NCAA has made the decision to cancel the men's and women's tournament.
As expected, coronavirus took another victim, Donovan Mitchell.
I was angry. Not gonna lie to you. I mean, it came. The report. I would say, out of all the media reports that have ever come out about me, Rudy, and the team, that was probably the most accurate. They shut down a lot of places just because I was around, and that's when I felt like the world was just watching me and Rudy.
But the problems didn't stop.
The NBA was the first domino to fall. The NHL likely will not be the last, with the NHL just announcing that they are pausing the season due to the virus.
The pandemic is forcing Major League Baseball to alter its schedule.
We will be suspending all travel from Europe.
Tonight, New York State now says more than 10,000 people have been. That is nearly half of the more than 23,000 Americans who have from the virus.
Then there was nothing. Not just the NBA shutdown, but the world. It was like everything had stopped. Time, breathing, and the progression of what was yet to come. Finally, the NBA would return. March 11th would be the day the NBA completely changed and will always be remembered in history. But the bubble itself is a whole other story. And to see the full story of the NBA bubble, click the video on the screen right here.